Hello, welcome to the workshop. My name is Dani and today I will show you how to model a dandelion in SolidWorks. Let's start it. Before we start, it's good to have a look what we want to achieve. There is one photo random from internet which I found and it has very good view of the seeds. If we want to do it as realistic as possible, then it's good to have something as good sample. So first we will start with the seed. To model the seed, we have to create a square and another square. With equal sides and define the size, or actually almost the diameter of the seed. In this case 5 is a bit too much, about, let's check here, 2 millimeters should be okay. So if you wonder why I made 2 squares, is if we have a look again on the seeds, they have outer edges. Here I'm planning to model it just with arc, and yeah, if we make our arcs like this and then add a fillet, okay, this is a big one, it's getting smaller. So that's the reason I created the second square, to which I will attach the arcs. Then make them equal, and now use a fillet. So this is a bit too small, say like this. Okay, I like it like this. Now we can just drag it a little bit, remove the outer square, and attach it to here. Let's fully define it. And now we will use extrude boss to make the base part of our seed. 10 millimeters is a bit too much. About 7 millimeters is okay. So the part that I just did is covering the seed from here to here. Now I will show you how to make the rest. When you have so strange shape like this one, the best way to extend it and make it rounded is to use dome. So we first add a dome to the bottom, uncheck continuous dome, and have a look. We exactly receive the shape that we want. All we have to do is to make it a bit shorter. So like this. And then we add from insert features dome, another one, again remove continuous dome. This one will be shorter, approximately 2 millimeters, and done. So this is the base of our seed. It's not 100% accurate, but looks realistic enough. Then our next step will be to make a sketch for this part here. We want it a bit curved, but not too much. And don't forget, it's always good to define your sketches. Sometimes it's not necessary, but especially this straight part here, I want a better defined. So here we have like 60 and 200. So this is the base from the next part. And now what we are going to use is swept boss base, circular profile, and here we have 0.5 millimeters. No, it's too little. 7. Okay, with 0.7 I like it. And this is our next part. Now I'm going to add a fillet here to make it more nice and natural. Approximately 1 millimeter should be enough. Now we have this part looking good. Compared, yeah, it's similar. Maybe the sweep I want to make a bit smaller. 0.6. And we fix the fillet. Okay, it's not going to work with this size now. We make it also smaller, and it's okay. The next thing that we will do is pick this circle here. Again, choose swept boss base, circular profile. Again, choose this edge here. 0.2. Okay, we're doing it like this. Another fillet. In that area here we will make it bigger. So that way we have it also thicker in the top area. As you can see here, it's also thicker on the top area. We can make it even a bit bigger maybe. But keep in mind that we are restricted. Should not intersect to itself to work. Okay. Now it looks much better. Now we need a reference, so we are going to show this sketch, attach a construction line here, make it tangent, and from here on we build our fluffy part. Again, we want it slightly curved, not too much, some straight area, as little as possible, 1.5 millimeter. Make it perpendicular. And now this will be the base for the fluffy part on the top, but because we will use again dome, we have to make it a bit shorter from what's needed. $17mm, radius 65, and again we will use sweat post base with circular profile, and here we're getting even thinner, 0.3 is okay, and then finish it with dome. Elliptical dome. In this case we have different options here because we are coming from circular shape. In this case I choose 4mm, and then this is ready. Okay, so in previous step I forgot something. You should not merge this to the body, because later we have to pattern it around, and when you make circular pattern of features, very often you will receive some kind of errors. It's much easier when you pattern just a body and then combine everything together. So another thing that we will need in this case will be an axis, and to do it I will use just the reference line I did in the sketch. And now I will hide the sketch. So more or less this is our base for the seed. What we have to do now is to copy this body 1 or 2 times, or just make another one. It depends how you will decide to do it. I prefer to have it with a new sketch, a new sweep, because I want the inner ones to be shorter. So it's good to show again our sketch here, so we can start from the same space, but we will make it shorter, and this will be more rounded to the top. Again, we're making it shorter because we will finish it later with dome. Circular profile. We don't want to merge that. Again, I said when you made a pattern, it's much easier to pattern a body than features. Elliptical dome. And okay. Now what we have to do is to make the circular pattern of the bodies. So as axis, we use axis 1. We deselect features, select bodies, then select this one. We want it on equal spacing, and all we have to do is pick a bigger count of it, and it's like this. Now, because I don't want this shorter one to be above the longer ones, to have this more natural view, I will move it select direct editing, move body. We want rotate. Here we can choose our axis again. And then I will show you from top view to see how it's moving. You just add the degree that you want. So I wanted something like this. Okay, I forgot to uncheck copy. So if you check copy, it will make a copy of the part that you want on the position that you see. If you remove this copy, then it will just move the body. So now we want to make again a circular pattern. This is our axis. Uncheck features, check bodies, pick our body that we want and make it. Here I will make it with 20, for example. And that part is more or less ready. So now we have to add everything together. We use combine, add, just mark everything and hit OK. For now we won't need this axis anymore. So this is how it's looking now, our seed. Later we will add colors and materials. Now we will just add it to a new folder and name it seed. So next step is to model the dandelion head, which is elliptical, which is the right plane, ellipse. It doesn't matter how you draw it, we can fix it later. So this tree is good to be vertical with the origin. The other 2 points are horizontal anyway, so you don't have to touch them. Oops. Okay, it's not. I want it somewhere here. And I will measure it. Maybe 4.5 millimeters away. It's okay. Now this head at the moment is huge. Nothing like our dandelion. That's why we have to dimension it. I will use 35 here, 25 here, and now I will place a center line here. As you can see, I have started outside of the ellipse because, okay, with ellipse maybe it's not happening so much, but when you have a circle and start a line like this, sometimes it's snapping it to the midpoint. So just to avoid some extra work, better start outside of the shape and then just attach it. This line here will define the base for our next part, which are the leaves and the stem of the flower. And I wanted 20 millimeters. I add also one line in the middle and one line here, and then trim unnecessary parts. Okay, it seems our sketch is over-defined. I will remove one of the verticals, or what's that, a consonant? Ah. Okay, this one is okay. Yeah, in some cases it's happening like this. We have over definition, and it could be a big pain to find which you can remove without destroying the form. From this we will make a revolved boss base. This is our axis. Uncheck merge result. We need this as a separate body for now. Now, yeah, I think this head looks good. What we have to do next is add another sketch on the right plane. We want to show the previous one. So from our ellipse, we will make an offset, not so big, like 1 millimeter, no, 2 millimeter offset, reverse, and okay, this will be a construction one. I don't want this line, I don't want this line too. Make it a construction line, hide the sketch. Why we need this? Now, if I make just a hole here and pattern it, afterwards I will have problems with the circular pattern because it will pattern all of them, and I need them as individual holes so I can individually pattern them around, because we have different count on different levels. The other reason to make it with a sketch, and later we will use a swept cut with circular profile, is that you can play more with the position of the different dandelion seeds. And you can place them much more precisely. Okay, I think something like this will be okay. We exit the sketch. For now we will hide the seed. And now what we want to do is 5 different swept cuts. So we choose first swept cut, circular profile, and then right click Selection Manager, so you can choose just one line. Otherwise it will pick the whole sketch and you will have a problem. So then we say, okay, we want this line. I want this cut to be 2 millimeters, or no, I want it, yes, actually I want it 2 millimeters. And the first cut is ready. Then we show the sketch again, swept cut, circular. As you can see, I'm not touching the feature scope because when my seed is hidden, I cannot cut it, I cannot, it's automatically excluding it. So better when you work with more than one body, with multi-body parts, hide the ones that you don't want to use now. And again, just to show you, see, it's choosing the whole sketch if you don't pick individually, and it's not working. Selection Manager, this is for line, this is when you have close contour, this is when you have a region, this is for multiple pick. In this case it won't work here, so we want just this one here, and again 2 millimeters, and okay. Then we repeat this for all the profiles. Oh, Selection Manager is really comfortable when you want to have few different lines or objects which are related to each other and to keep them in only one sketch. Now we will hide this, and as you can see we have our five holes. We need also individual fillet of each, again because of our pattern later. So now when I add the fillet, it seems that it's a bit too big. When it's 2 millimeter, I will make it 1.5. It looks much better. When you're working with parts that you will use in the future, or based on them will be other things, or you have to change often, it's better in this case when you have repetitive dimension to make equation, or actually global variable for it, and then use it with equation everywhere to see the dimension of the sweep diameter. You have to double click it, and as you can see it's here. You can make it pretty easy, a global variable. Or not. Okay, so here you have, when I write dia, I don't have a global variable. See, create a global variable. Set OK, and we set it. Now I can go here, and when I just make equal, I can pick this one, and it will change it. Or you can just double click here, it works also. Oops. Now all I have to do is just to rebuild it, and as you can see, they all adjusted just nicely. So the next fillet and the next. And the last one. Now, same thing here with the fillet radius. We can set it as a global. Okay. If you're new to SolidWorks, you will see even now that it's pretty intuitive software. You can do a lot of things and changes pretty easy. Here, as you can see, when I click, I also see all the sizes that I have defined. Okay. This here is the degree of revolve. You can also change it pretty easily. So let's continue now with our Dandelion head. Now I want to show again this part. Now, before starting patterning the features and the bodies, I want to add materials to the seed because it's not updating automatically. You have to go individually in each pattern to update the material to be kept. So the main material here is milk. Always choose to apply to the body the material which has a lot and complex surfaces or features to cover. Then for the seed itself, I will use a soft touch plastic, which will be dark gray now. So to the boss extrude, copy appearance, paste on dome, use the features. In this case, it will be much easier to apply the material. Now when you use copy and paste, everything is added under one material. So when I change now the color to, let's say like this, it's a bit too dark. Okay, something like this would be fine. And here it is. Now to make our pattern, we need to see the drawing, which we use to make the base shape. Here we will use curve driven pattern. I choose this curve again, not feature, body, choose this one, change the direction, and they should be 5, not 6. So as you can see, when you use the curve driven pattern, it starts from the start of the curve and it ends at the end of the curve. If you give equal spacing, you can choose, of course, distance that you define by yourself, like this one, but in this case they're looking a bit strange, some of them. So of course you can leave them like this, but I don't like it much. And to keep the visuals, I forgot. Okay, we'll go back here, edit feature. To keep the visual, make sure propagate visual properties is checked. Normally it is by default, but if it's not working, just go back and check it. So now I say move body. So before we were in this screen, to go to constraints, and to this screen you click constraints, choose this face to be concentric to this here, and okay. Oops, once. And the same for the next seed. Add and okay. Now, when we were talking about the sketch and that it's good to some things to have it in one sketch and edit it when you want. Here the seeds are too close, here too far away. In sketch driven pattern, it places them almost the same way, and it's not looking okay. In this case we have to modify it. So now, okay, you're vertical, I don't want you vertical. I will change the angle here. This is perpendicular to something. I will change it a little bit. So, and this one will move, and it's perpendicular too, but okay, I will move it like this, and let's see what we have now. It's better, still I don't like it. So this one, it's going way back in this direction. Here I can define some angle, for example. Okay, I think I like it like this. And now it's time to show again our first axis. We will need it. No, not the first axis. Sorry. So we need a new axis from the right and the front plane. Feature reference geometry axis. It's directly make it between the two planes. And now we have to run all the patterns that we need in this case. So we pick the axis first, circular pattern. Now we will pattern a feature, and this will be this one here, and the cut. We want equal spacing. 5 looks okay. And then again, circular pattern. In this case we choose bodies, equal spacing, and 5 is sitting already, so maybe we need more than 5. Yep, I think we need more than 5, so we will adjust it. Maybe 7. Of course, you can make it much more dense, but the more dense you do it, the harder it will be to work with this file if you have more of them, because it will become heavy as end result. Now, maybe it's better first to make the circular pattern of the seed itself, because we have better view how it looks like. Nine is okay. It keeps the number from the previous pattern, so now we choose this one and just hit OK. Okay, geometry pattern fails. In this case I have to remove that. And now it's okay. We go on with the next one. Again, we choose first the bodies. Want this one. Here we want a little bit more. So like 12 looks okay. A circular pattern of the cut and the fillet. Okay. Now I realize that maybe we made it a bit too long, but we can fix it. So let's make the last pattern. And now it's done. More or less our head of the Dandelion. I will hide this axis. I will also add everything to one folder. As I said, it looks for me that it's a bit too long, so I will just edit this sketch and make this shorter. It will need some time to rebuild.
Okay, now it's much better. So to have more realistic view, we have to remove the edges. It looks good. We can apply also our material here. It was sand. So we go to organic materials, others, and just pick sand, apply it to the body, and here it is. And we save. And now, when I'm looking on it, I don't like it much. This here, the fluffy part is too thick. So I'm going to go back until there, and we'll change the diameter here to 0.1. So I can have them really like hairs. And here also 0.1. Now it looks better. And we have to wait for the rebuild. Maybe the land, it's a bit too short. I will change just the long one. The short may stay as it is. And we wait again for the rebuild. As you can see, very often it's not working from the first time. You have to look on it and refine it. So yeah, now I like it. However, this it's not okay. Let's see first. Okay, this is our last body. Because these are a lot of bodies, I will just select all with Shift, then right click, add to new folder. I can just rename the folder on seeds. I cannot use seed because I have it here. And now I can directly hide all of them, so I can continue with the rest. Okay, what I don't like also is this radius here. Let's fix it. It's a global variable, but now when I change on one of them, it will change all of them. All I have to do is rebuild. You can do it also from another place. Here you have this folder equations now. Right click manage equations, and here your global variables, and you can change them from here. And you can see where they used. Now we have to make the stem. We make a new sketch, enter right plane, go to right plane view, choose style spline. It's much easier to control a style spline than other. So change it until you like it. Okay, this one, maybe something like this. This one is good to be vertical. Maybe I'll do something like this. Okay. And for one more time we will use here the swept post base with circular profile. 10 is too much. I think it was about 6 when what I was using last time. Okay, 6, enter. 6 looks okay. Options, uncheck merge. We don't want to merge it now. And then hit OK. So this is our stem. It looks good. Get in the right plane. We want to make a sketch. And here we need, oops, this will be vertical. Now we will use tile spline again. Where this will be horizontal. Okay, I need another point. I made a mistake. But here you can go right click, insert control vertex, double click somewhere, and you have it. Why I need another point is because this part I want to be tangent to here. And then I will need this additional vertical. This is horizontal. Something like this. We use again revolve. In this case we want to merge it, but just with the stamp. So here uncheck auto select and choose the body you want to merge it with. And here it is. For now I will leave it like this. In the right plane again we put a sketch. We show the previous one. I want a copy of this spline here, so convert. But then I don't want it to be the complete length, so somewhere around here I add this construction line so I can trim it. Then I can delete the construction line, I don't need it anymore. And now I need another spline. Which will be for our leaf. This and this should be collinear. This can be a bit bigger here. And here we have to make it a bit shorter than needed. Because again for the end we will use dome. Okay, now this will be our guideline for the loft that we will make for the leaf. What we have to do now is to create few planes where we will place the different sketches for the different lofts. So we choose reference geometry plane. I want on this point related to here. Okay, this will make it perpendicular to the line in that point. The same way we will make another one here. Okay, here is not working, here is also not working, and that's a bit problematic. Ah, okay, it's not working because, yeah, this is really uncomfortable when you were already in plane and want to add another one. Okay, sometimes it's comfortable when you want just to place another plane on a distance. but in this case it's a bit confusing. You have to click somewhere around, otherwise your plane will be automatically selected. So now by click, then reference, geometry, plane, and here. These are all the 3 planes that we need. This is for our leaf. Now I choose the first one and add a sketch there. Then you have to give normal to that plane. And we are somewhere here. So I will just make one arc. Okay, this was too big arc because we are close to the stem. We need a smaller arc. But just look around, choose the point and give it, make pierce point, and this will be exactly on the line. Then go back to your view. Otherwise, sometimes it's confusing. Okay, so I wanted to go back to my view, but I didn't. Here it is. Now you can see it well. I want to make it even smaller here. It's close to the stem. We want it small. We don't want it big one. And then we do it like this. And okay, this should be just rough, not finely defined. We go on the next plane, new sketch, normal to, and again just make some arc, just appears, and finish. Here we need it a bit bigger, like this. Here we don't have to fully define it. We just leave it some rough shape. Just be careful not to intersect, otherwise it won't work. And then we choose the third plane. Normal to. Here also we need a smaller one. See how far away I am. As I said, in this case it's really hard to tell where you are, but of course you have the origin, but it's just confusing sometimes. Okay. And again, be careful not to intersect. So we are ready. I will hide the planes. And let's check if it will work out. Let's try it again. Ah, now it's working. Okay, this is here. And let's see the guide curve. No, as guide curve it won't work. We can use it also as center line. Center line is working. So choose only this one here. Oh no, wrong. We have to pattern this too. As I said, it's better when it's a single body. Okay, so now again we will insert dome at the end to finish it nicely, not continuous dome, something like this. And this is our leaf. We need to pattern it around. We choose axis number 3, circular pattern, not feature, body, choose the body that we want, and let's see, 4 is too little, 5, maybe 6. Okay, 6 is okay. Six is okay. We can try to combine it. It may not work. Made it more complex this time. So we choose all the bodies that we want together. Okay. No, in this case it won't work. On the previous I made leaf just start here top. Now I wanted it to start from the bottom, from the stem. It seems, however, it's a problem to combine it now. But it's still okay. Let's add the colors. Here we need to this body, then copy the appearance. We can paste also the appearance here in the tree directly. So right click, paste, and then when we check this one, oh, the don't also need paste. And then, as I said, if we uncheck and check again, propagate visual properties, okay, and here it is. We show now all the bodies. And our dandelion is ready. The green is a bit too, I don't like, so I will change it. A bit darker and more yellowish, or actually reddish. Okay, I like it like this. The other important thing for our models, and actually for the renders extremely important, these are the scenes. I have one custom scene here, which is a bit too bright in this case. And the one that I shared in YouTube was with, I think it was this one, backdrop. So here it is. We are safe and ready. I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you like the channel and want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.